What is up, F and True followers? This is F and True Wrestling, JC Styles.
Brian Crazy.
And we are here with our June 6th, 2011 Monday Night Raw and WWE Tough Enough season finale review.
Yes. Tonight was episode 10 of Tough Enough. We followed these guys for the last 10 weeks as they have grown, evolved, and worked towards their goal of becoming WWE superstars. We found out tonight it was down to two guys who was going to be the next breakout WWE superstar. First of all, we kind of started with just a recap of what was going on.
Yep.
Then we moved into some matches against Bill DeMott at the FCW camp.
Which was more like a video package.
Well, like a video package, but I'm sure when they performed for the crowd, those were lengthy matches. And from the highlights, I mean, Luke hit a real sick drop kick. Andy was just on fire. I mean, he was right in Bill's face the whole time. And they both looked like they did real solid in-ring work. Then we move into the segment on Monday Night Raw. No. Yes, we move into the segment on Monday Night Raw. And JC, why don't you take it from there?
Yeah, they bought out the eliminated contestants. They bought them out. Then they bought out the guys who were in the finals. And I don't know. I mean, the thing about it is, like, I went back and I started watching the Tough Enough on YouTube, and I don't know. Like, I didn't really like. Andy really didn't catch me the way like Luke did, because Luke had he had the mic skills, he had the charismatic, the charisma, the arrogance, the confidence, all what it really takes to be a successful wrestler. I mean, there's so many wrestlers out there that took that key factor, that it factor that Booker T called it, with Andy, and made it into something big, like become some of the greatest men on the mic, like The Rock, The Miz.
Well, I think, Andy took a little bit of time to evolve and develop.
It was kind of like you only really didn't see him come into his own until like the last 2 weeks before the finale.
He was pretty solid throughout. I mean, he
was just too stiff.
Well, he really wasn't picked for elimination too often. He really wasn't pushed. When he was kind of woken up a little bit, you saw it. His nickname is Silent Rage, and you saw that come out of him, and you saw him just explode. And at the end of the day, Luke was just too full of himself. And basically,
I don't know. To be honest, in my mind, I think that Luke should have won. I mean, because the fact is that just because the overall what he has.
There is a statistic though that I have not mentioned in any videos because I don't want to bash anybody, but it has been reported. This came out a few months ago that there was pictures of Luke on a gay porn website. I said it. All right, I was gonna do it, but that's your news.
Well, yeah, but I mean, gay or not. Even though, I mean, gay or not, whether it might
No. I just thought it was random information. I don't know.
What is there any actually proof of it? I mean,
I wasn't looking for it.
So I mean, I wouldn't either.
That's all you done.
It could have been speculation. I mean, a lot of shit. Excuse my language, but a lot of shit happens with Photoshop and people in the spotlight.
Oh, I'm sure.
But in overall, I still think Luke should have won, just because the fact is that since the beginning, all the stuff that I watched,
he has been very consistent.
He has been very consistent. He's always gone 110%. He never gave.
Well, I think he's always gone 100%. I think that extra 10% he was lacking a lot of weeks. He felt very comfortable in his position.
But still, he was going out and giving 100% every week.
Well, they want to see a superstar evolve. They want to see a superstar that's going to start off and that's going to continually get better week by week by week. Just like example, like the shirt you're wearing, The Miz. When he first started off, he was greener than green. But now he's pretty skilled. I mean, he comes out, he cuts a good promo. He has polished his in-ring ability a little bit. You know what I mean? So that's the thing about Andy, Silent Rage. I mean, once that fire was lit under his ass by Stone Cold, he harnessed the moment, and he took it all the way home, guys. He is your tough enough winner.
Well, but the thing was, there was a lot of people chanting Andy, but then there was a lot of people chanting Luke. It was kind of a mixed thing.
You know what? Out of the eliminated contestants, though,
Jeremiah got the biggest pop.
And also Martin got a pretty good pop as well.
Martin got a pop, but I think it was no bigger than how Jeremiah got it.
Yeah, no, they were pretty even. I think Jeremiah got a little bit better. All the other contestants really didn't.
So right when they're getting ready to choose the elimination, they choose the winner. Vince McMahon comes out and basically comes out, and they cut to the commercial. They come back. Vince is coming down to the ring. You know, it's classic Stone Cold Vince McMahon segment. You know, I'm gonna slap that grin off your face if you interrupt me again, you some bitch. Or, you know, if this was my thing, I'd have a drum roll. He's like, well, you may be a stupid son bitch, but it's a good idea. Can I have a drum roll? It was classic Stone Cold.
Oh, it was great.
Vince.
It was great.
Then we see the winner. We get to see that Andy was picked as the winner. And then we see kind of Vince go to shake his hand and then sucker punch him, and then Austin
slapped him.
Oh, slapped him?
He slapped him right across the face, bam, and then Austin stuns him.
Yeah.
Andy flops out of the ring, and then you see Austin and Andy. You know, Andy was still a good sport about it. Andy shook Stone Cold's hand, and then we come into the next segment of the night.
The actual first segment of Monday Night Raw.
Please let me. All right, so then you hear the music hit. The truth does set me free. And dude,
shall set you free.
I was doing the voice. It was supposed to sound like that, but whatever have you.
Do it right. But never, ever.
Dude, I could do it right now on camera. They would be like, "Yo, what the hell happened to JC Styles?"
No.
Yeah. We would get messages. People would be wondering.
But
they'd be like, "Yo, did JC Styles make it, yo?"
No, I don't think that.
Alright, moving on. So, R-Truth comes out. He's supposed to be apologizing to the father and son that he insulted the previous week on Raw so he can get his title shot against John Cena at Capital Punishment. He comes out, they are in Richmond, Virginia, which, if you guys know in your history, that was the capital of the Confederate States of America. If you guys aren't from America, it was a nation that tried to break away in the 1800s. We had something called the Civil War. He was dressed as a Confederate soldier, and I don't know if it was to draw heat from the crowd, but he's completely crazy. He was calling everybody little chimneys, and it was just nuts.
Yeah, then they had The Miz come out and started talking about the non-existent conspiracy. And that went on for a little while. Then we see A-Rod come out, and basically, before A-Rod can even say anything, he basically says, Miz, you know, the only thing that you've done in the last couple of weeks is be on the wrong end of a beatdown. And then Cena's music comes out, and he was kind of like more the comic relief, you know, it was like, you know, he basically gave us a rundown. McMahon's out of patience, The Miz is out of excuses, R-Truth is nuts, A-Rod's out here saying something, and then Austin's almost out of beer, you know, it was like kind of like a comic relief type thing. But, you know, it just basically, I already saw what was going to happen. I was like, main event, A-Rod, Cena, R-Truth, Miz, main event tag team match.
Yep, that's totally what happened. And basically that angle culminated with that, with the anonymous general manager tried getting involved, and Vince McMahon basically said,
Shut up, Michael Cole.
Shut up, Michael Cole. I'm making this match. And then we move on to our next segment of the night.
The next segment of the night, that was the Nikki and Brie Bella versus Nikki and Brie versus Kelly and Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix, the glam is on. You are correct, sir.
Yes, we see a good diva contest.
Yeah, it was decent.
Nothing to call home about. Like, yo, that was awesome, son. Nothing like that.
Solid.
We see Kelly and Gail Kim pick up the Kelly and Beth Phoenix pick up the win via Glam Slam, and you know it was a pretty overall match. I mean, there wasn't really too many spots.
It was an overall match?
It was a decent overall match, but there really wasn't any really big spots or any good spots.
It was overall just what, though?
Overall decent.
Oh, okay. Because you said overall match.
It was a decent overall match.
I'm just busting your ass, man.
But then we go to a commercial break, and we see the package for the Rey Mysterio CM Punk match for later in the night.
And then they showed that Kofi Kingston video package as well, right?
Yeah, you know, hyping Kofi Kingston up is a big thing. I mean, I seen ratings on how many wrestling fans, how many of the viewers they lose during certain segments of the show, and usually I forgot what it was. I think it was usually like right before the Kofi Kingston match that they would lose at least like 100,000 people.
Well, it all depends on the particular week, but certain matches have been losing certain amounts. Like, they found out that The Miz is most successful at 10 o'clock. So, if you notice that The Miz usually comes out at 10 o'clock,
yeah,
because that's when the little kids are still awake, but that's okay. But, the whole point is, yeah, they're trying to hype Kofi a little bit more because there's some feeling that maybe he's not over enough.
I think the biggest news of the night...
Kofi is solid.
I think the biggest news of the night was the return of Booker T. Hasn't been run in a Raw ring wrestling for 4 years.
And we really got shafted on that one. We got a whole
5-minute good match and then a count out. No, it was 5.
It was about 5? Yeah, I didn't even think it was 5. I thought it was about 2
Booker T was handing it to Jack Swagger.
Oh, he handed it to him. Jack Swagger said, screw this, I don't need this, got out of the ring and let himself get counted out.
Exactly.
Then we see Evan Bourne come down. He throws him back into Booker T. We see Booker T do the leg scissors, and then we see Evan Bourne hit Airborne. It was actually funny enough, a little tidbit from SmackDown last week. Alicia Fox hit the leg scissors. Booker T's like, I know that move. And then Michael Cole goes, well, something about hoping it's successful. And Booker T's like, of course it's going to be successful.
We see Evan Bourne go up after the scissors kick and hits the shooting star. And I don't know, I mean, I commented this to Brian. I still think that it has no comparison to the 450 splash by Justin Gabriel.
The 450 is a much quicker movement, and it's a very precise movement, and don't say that I don't like it. It's good. But the airborne, the shooting star press, I mean, especially... I don't know. He got so much air on. That's why he's airborne, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. To be honest, I really wasn't ever a shooting star fan. I was always a frog splash or 450 splash. No matter, even when Billy Kidman did it, I really wasn't a a shooting star splash person. I always liked the Swanton, the Frog Splash, the 450,
I think whenever a competitor gets on the top rope and is willing to put himself on the line with a high-risk maneuver like that, it should be respected.
Or a move I think AJ should bring back, the spiral tap.
Very true. But regardless of the move, when a competitor does that for us, the fans, it should be applauded. I applaud all you high flyers.
No, I do too. I just think I'm more of I like to see a lot more spins in the air. That's my thing. I don't know.
Evan Bourne got pretty high. He did a pretty nice backflip there. So I mean, you really can't complain. But
Booker T returned to the ring.
First time in 4 years on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, it's funny. And I was thinking about this because they showed it right after or right before the Brie Bella Nikki the Bella Twins tag match. They showed the commercial for the bullying, WWE stand up for bullying type thing, and it's funny because wasn't the Bellas bullying Awesome Kong last week on Raw, and they're gonna go and they're gonna show a video package tonight of Stop the Bullying.
Is it Alberto Del Rio bullying Big Show in a little bit?
I don't think they take that in example.
I think they're trying to say that obviously the show is the show, and the bullying campaign is serious, and to all the kids out there, whoever watches our show, young people, old people, no one should have to deal with that kind of BS on a daily basis.
No one should. I mean, but it's gonna happen. It's the facts of life.
So what you guys do is, me and JC, we've dealt with some of those kids in our lives.
Bop them once and they don't come back.
Well, or just keep your head high and know that you're better than them. If that's
what an RKO.
Or Stone Cold Stunner. But our one positive piece of advice here at F and True Wrestling is, keep your heads high to whoever you are, and just reach for the stars, guys. Seriously, I mean that. Next, we move into...
I just have a random question. What the fuck was this supposed to be?
This was originally a straighter dub match.
What the fuck? I mean, what in what right mind are you gonna fix something with a... It looks like you can kill somebody. I mean, look at that. I don't know.
Alright.
Random question.
I got some tools for my buddy's grandfather. He ended up passing away. He passed some tools on to me. And
along with the long other list of stuff you have on this porch, does anyone want a red Acura wing? I mean,
yeah, for my crashed Acura Integra. This is a wing It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's got an LED light in the back. I also have a lot of the interior pieces, so hit me up. HMU.
Yeah.
I'm about to buy a brand new glass door.
Yes, that too.
As you can tell, it's been a long day here at F and True Wrestling, and we're hoping to provide a little bit of comic relief for you guys here tonight.
But, you know, overall Raw, you know, even though we didn't get through, I thought it was a pretty good show tonight.
It was a great show. And, I mean, basically the culmination of the night is we had that big tag match.
But we didn't, but the biggest, probably the biggest, biggest star of the night, next to Booker T returning, was Zack Ryder versus Kofi Kingston.
And we almost forgot CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio finally picked up the win over CM Punk.
Yeah, but that's CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. I'm talking about Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder's bigger than Rey Mysterio and CM Punk
Ryder,
combined.
not only
the woo kid.
Zack Ryder not only wrestled on Raw, you know it, he also got his true Long Island story plugged. Exactly.
And tweeted his tweets. I read all his tweets. We follow Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph was plugging him too.
Yes.
Dolph and Vicky were on commentary.
Guys, check his channel out. It's Iced I think his YouTube channel is Long Island Iced Z. Check it out. Or just type in Long Island.
And on Twitter,
just type in Z, the true Hollywood, the true Long Island Iced.
Just type in Zack Ryder and he'll come up.
Probably, yes.
And then if you want to follow Dolph Ziggler on Twitter, it's Heel Ziggler, right?
It's at Heel Ziggler, I believe.
Heel Ziggler, yeah.
But, you know, Zack Ryder obviously had the job to Kofi because the whole Dolph Ziggler storyline for Capital Punishment. But we all know that in any given night, Ryder would fist pump his face all night, so, yeah. But take care and spike your hair, I guess. But anyway,
Joey has got a real following for Zack Ryder. I think he's a nice, sound, up-and-coming superstar. Joey loves the fucking guy. So
I like a lot of different wrestlers that the typical wrestling fan doesn't like.
I'll name off wrestlers I've liked through the years that you guys will probably be like, hey, you really like that guy? Regal. I love Will Regal. I mean, he was the freaking best, man. He'd be snitched, me. I mean,
I think Regal, I think Chris Jericho peeing in his tea. I don't know, that's just me though. Am I the only one? When you think William Regal, what do you guys think of? Let us know. Leave your comments in the boxes below.
William Regal, I wish he was still an active competitor today. He is phenomenal.
But we see a good match
love
between.
Goldust. I mean, I liked a lot of oddball people in my day.
We see a really good match between CM Punk, Rey Mysterio. Like you said, we see Rey Mysterio pick the win finally, which I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be a match at Capital Punishment to end the whole feud. Alongside, we're going to see some, we saw the main event, which was a pretty good main event. We saw Stone Cold as the special guest referee. And Raw is going to be 3 hours next week, which was originally supposed to be the draft, which they bumped up for Edge storyline, the Edge injury, I'm sorry. And then...
Man, you're just saying everything that I texted you tonight.
And pretty much, basically...
Never let out your scoops to your partner over here, because he'll just take them from you.
But it's going to be called WWE All-Star
All-Stars. Well, I have the feeling behind this is, one, it was supposed to be the draft, now they still have a 3-hour block on USA that they need to fill.
Yeah.
2, SmackDown's ratings have been extremely lackluster, obviously, because they put a really odd cast on SmackDown. What do they expect?
Yeah.
So they're going to try to boost SmackDown a little bit by giving them more exposure on the USA Network. 3, I've heard that the WWE All-Stars game is not doing very well. I played it. I thought it was interesting. I'm more of a SmackDown versus Raw, soon to be WWE 12 kind of guy.
See,
but
the thing about WWE All-Stars,
I have a feeling
it was a button mash
with that episode,
It was a button mash. It was an arcade style game. I did a review on it. Please check it out. It was arcadey at best, but I mean, it was very interesting to be able to, get behind and control some of the awesome legends. The entrances were lacked. The in-ring ability was very limited. A lot of wrestlers didn't really have their own unique moves, with the exception of their signatures. The creative wrestlers sucked. You couldn't pick. You had to pick preset moves. The only thing you were really able to choose was your finisher. Like I said, it was really bad. Check the review out. I did a full review on it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, me and Brian, we've always been SmackDown or even back in the day on the N64, WWF No Mercy and WWF WrestleMania 2000.
Oh my God, go back to the PlayStation. Go back even farther than that. I mean, we followed wrestling games before wrestling games were even cool. So
I think wrestling games were always cool and fun.
Well,
except for if you played them on the Atari, which I don't know how the hell you were able to do that with that one joystick and the one button.
dude, wrestling games on the Atari were like,
Yeah, pretty much.
like imagine it would be like.
Do you guys remember, another random question, do you guys remember Kung Fu on the original Nintendo?
Everybody go kung fu fighting.
If you do, let me know. I mean,
Them cats as fast as
I can never get past like level 4. I don't know why.
Big thing, don't want to forget it. Couple plugs I want to throw out there. Most Extreme Wrestling, check them out. Also check out True Busy. He is an up-and-coming hip-hop artist. He is not from the States. He has taught himself English. He is pretty impressive. Check out his channel. Both of those guys will be down below. And back to Monday Night Raw.
We see the main event, which...
Well...
Oh, actually, no,
and Rey Mysterio.
We talked about that already.
We said it happened. We didn't...
No, we talked about it. We went back to it.
I don't think we really talked about how good that match really was.
Yes, we did. We went back to it. You just might not have been listening.
No, I definitely was listening. I think once you review this footage after we're done shooting, and our fans are going to go, JC Styles, we did not talk about how good that match was.
Yeah, we did. We talked about how this is probably going to... how it was a good match, and how it was probably going to be another match at Capital Punishment to end the feud. And then we also forgot to talk about Santino versus McGillicuddy.
Well, this is what happens when I don't write a format.
We don't need a format. We know it just happened.
No, it's nice to be organized and have a nice...
It was good. Like I said, it was a lot.
I always try to follow a format.
It was very interesting to see guys like Ryder and Santino, who have been on Superstars the last couple of weeks, to see them on Raw.
Santino and McGillicuddy.
Yeah,
and it was solid.
Yeah, it was definitely solid. I mean, we see we see Santino, do the comic relief, the Cobra thing, and it's. I would like to see Santino become more of a serious competitor, not the comic reliefs that we see every week, like a very serious competitor.
Well, we've already removed one of the comic reliefs with turning the Great Khali heel. I mean, he has eliminated Ron John Singh, and he has sided with the big, giant Jinder Mahal. And now he is totally subservient to Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal smacks Khali in the face, and Khali just follows and listens, dude. And I don't know what sort of control this guy has over him over on SmackDown. Also, over on SmackDown, I did not get a review out this week. I apologize, guys. I will have one this week for you. On SmackDown, we saw Christian turn heel and take the World's Heavyweight title. How will this culminate this Friday night?
We got to start wrapping it up for this week. The main event.
Yes, the main event.
John Cena and A-Ry.
A-R-Y.
R-Truth and The Miz.
Yeah. The Truth was no longer dressed as a Confederate soldier, just...
Yes, he went back to his original wrestling gear.
He was talking about Jimmy's. I mean, he was like, this Jimmy and that Jimmy and all.
Yo, when I think of Jimmy's, I think of condoms. I don't know why.
I don't know, I just think...
Get your Jimmy hat. You about to get got. I mean... R-Truth, when he was in TNA, he talked about how he would never go to WWE because of the whole... that he would be afraid of how he'd be portrayed on TV, how they portrayed Crime Time when they first started wrestling, and then he's over there and he's gangsta slang, you about to get got, I don't know, but I still like R-Truth no matter what, because I followed him since the WWF when he went to TNA and then came back to WWE, but he could be a good heel. He just needs to drop all the ghetto slang terminology and just be a heel and not that whole... Because he's like a gimmick heel, and it's like a comic heel. He's not like a really real... Like, you look at him and you think, what the fuck? I don't know.
Well, that's the whole part. He's like insane, and that's the gimmick that they're portraying right now. But we got to wrap this up. In the main event, we end up seeing Cena and A-Ride pick up the win because Stone Cold Steve Austin interfered in the match. Post-match, the Raw General Manager gets involved. He reverses the decision, so The Miz and R-Truth are the winners. Then we see the Raw General Manager announce that Stone Cold Steve Austin will be the acting general manager for next week's WWE All-Stars Monday Night Raw.
Which is going to be awesome.
I think it's going to be pretty damn good. And that's all we got for Raw, guys. So basically, Andy is your Tough Enough winner. We saw a pretty solid night of wrestling. I enjoyed it.
Booker T, even though it was 5 minutes too
We saw
short.
Booker T wrestle. We saw Vince McMahon. You know, we got to see
Stone Cold.
We got to see a well-deserving Andy win. We got to see good matches throughout the night, and Stone Cold will return next week. So that's basically all we got for right now. For F and True Wrestling, Brian Crazy,
JC Styles,
and
for the taglines.
The taglines, you're either F and True or you're F and Screwed.
We're effing awesome, so take care and spike your hair.
That one was...
Woo, 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 you know it.
I have no knowledge.
I'm from New York, so I could do it, bitch.
I have no knowledge of that whatsoever. Learn to love it because it's the best thing on YouTube today. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for spending time with us. We will catch you later.